Wayfinder launched parenthesis.
It launched like a classic MMO is what it did.
Well, yeah,
it had a classic MMO launch.
We had an MMO launch this past week, and Wayfinder was it.
Today, what was it? Gathalion tweeted today that he was in queue for an hour and a half, but then he got to play for like 4 hours.
Oh, and it worked fine after that?
So things seem to be getting through. Finally, it looks like. So if you're a Wayfinder player, it looks like there's a bit of a light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, that's good. That's good. I know a lot of, I think you're included in this. A lot of streamers were scheduled to do sponsored streams.
Yep.
When that
my
game
stream
launched.
has been moved twice now.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to do it tomorrow morning. It may be moved a third time. We'll see.
Yeah. There's been a bunch of sponsored streams moved. They did hit their all-time peak on Steam about 26 minutes ago at 24,532 people playing it, at least according to Steam DB. So looks like the number count is going up. They're getting servers in there that are, stabilizing, I guess. But
is Steam the only place that they're available?
Yes.
It seems really low to be having server problems for.
Yeah, it does. It does indeed. It's been a weird launch for them. Oh, it's on PS5 as well. So that's probably a large player base. Yeah. But it does seem relatively low for server issues to come up, especially with again, we don't know how much they have been helping or how much they've been involved or how much of the server infrastructure they're providing. But Digital Extremes is the publisher behind all of this. They handle Warframe. They're very well versed in, having a lot of people play a game online continually. So you never really know what that means behind the scenes, but you would think it meant something. But they had a very rough launch. I think they were originally supposed to launch on Tuesday, and then they delayed it by 48 hours to Thursday at noon, 1 p.m. Eastern on Thursday.
Oh.
Then it went live, and it kind of crashed and burned.
Just to be clear for chat, no, we were saying that the launch was like an old school MMO. Wayfinders is not an MMO. No, it's a Destiny. It's a multiplayer game online. It's not an MMO.
Yeah, I would say it's more akin to Warframe than anything. It's fantasy Warframe. You get characters that you can you can buy characters. You get a handful of free. I think you can also get them in game for free with enough grinding. Those characters have 4 specific skills. There's weapons that all have their own specific skill that you can mix and match with any other characters. And then there's, I think there's an in-game item level as well. So there's some sort of item level aspect.
I will say there's a certain amount of comedy to the point where it's so we're partnering with this other dev and they're going to make their game. And the other dev is so we're taking the first dev's game and basically making a version of that. It's cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense, I guess, why they
it works, right? Go with what you know, right? Yeah. Go with what you know. Absolutely. And now Warframe devs are making another version of Warframe as well with Soulframe.
Yeah.
Soulframe.
Yeah. Which is its own thing. Is Wayfinder free to play? It will be in 6 months. Right now I think it's a $20 buy-in. There also is a $150 buy-in. And that was another huge point of controversy this past week.
It's got a lot of monetization.
Yeah, there's a lot of monetization. If you were one of the unlucky, I would say large group of people that bought the $150 pack to jump in. I think Julia was one. I didn't receive it. You can launch the game and not receive any of the things that you purchased for $150. And the fix for that is to screenshot your inventory and send them an email.
And Julia apparently did that and was told that there is no ETA on the restoral. So they're apparently focusing on other things before getting their already customers or items, which is, I guess you could argue that, having the game be playable is probably a priority. Yeah, so that's understandable.
Chad is saying they already fixed it, but in the sense that they gave the people that didn't get any of that stuff the fix, or that they made sure it didn't happen again and they're going to rectify everything else in the future. Because I guess There is a difference in that. I never sent an email. I had Path of Exile to play, so I was just like, I'm just gonna go play something else. The second, okay. So it looks like the second. So it's not happening anymore. They've kind of stopped the leak, but you still have to you still get an email. People are starting to get their stuff. Cool. Okay. And then the other big thing that I think really took on social media about Play Wayfinder was the monetization. What's the set values for everything, so that you could buy 1,100 credits, but that a new character was 1,150 credits. So instead of spending $10, you had to spend $19 to get an $11 character. And it looks like Chad is saying that also got fixed. So cool. Good to see that they're responding to all that in due time. I will also say that that is pretty much the norm. It's not like they are the outliers in there. That is monetization 101, which not saying that that's good, that that's the way it should be, but they're just copying what the industry has already set forth in front of them. They're not the originators of that type of deal. So,
and in cases such as this, it's always my favorite thing to do to go to the Steam page and peruse the reviews. Big shout out to the devs for working really hard to fix the big issues going on of check script, players missing their founder pack items. Haha, perfect. That's the problems. That's the problem players were having. Not the fact that 95% of players can't get in. The hours, plural long queue, often ends up failing once it's your turn, but doesn't tell you it failed, or being kicked mere minutes after joining, or the thought that the constant disconnects and server issues, the chance of losing items or their benefits is very high. Yes, this is what they actually said in the Discord was something to fix ASAP, players missing items. The next review is just a 2-word review, Wayfinder.
Yep. That's been the tagline for the game. Yeah, that's fair. Wayfinder. Yep.
And then this one actually quotes, I think, some legalese. Section 5A Federal Trade Commission Act, FTC, 15 USC Section 45 prohibits unfair or deceptive acts or practices in or affecting commerce. So I just found the fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the overall Steam review on that?
30% positive, so 70% negative.
Okay. How many reviews?
Mostly negative, 8,639.
Which again
so
is
rough
totally
launch.
Understandable for a game. That's exactly what's going to happen if you release a game and you're not ready for it.
Rough launch. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, you mentioned Goth saying like once he got in. I think once people are able to play the game, they're having a fine time with it. It's just
a good time.
You just got to get through all of that. I was able to play like 30 minutes before I got DC'd on Thursday evening, and it seemed fine. The AI was kind of bad, and I would shoot an AI, and they would just kind of stare at me menacing, and just, oh, I'm dead. Okay, all right. And that might have been server issues instead of AI. So, yeah, I'll jump in maybe in the future once all the stuff gets fixed, and I can just click play, and there's no issues, and we'll see how that goes. So, that is that. What else has happened?
You ever
Go ahead.
wait outside a club like to get in like for at a function? I'm not sure if you guys have done much of that.
I've never been to a club on purpose.
You wait. Oh, true. That's fair. But you wait outside for like 2 hours and you get in and it's like, oh my God, this is great. I'm so glad we got in. And it's like, last call. You're like, motherfucker, fuck you. That's what that feels like to me.
Yeah. You're not wrong.